The war for the Lathrian Spiral had already been declared unwinnable. From the command deck of the human carrier Resolute Dawn, Sergeant Daniel Cross could see the evidence with his own eyes. Entire star systems burned like dying embers, orbital rings shattered into drifting debris, and once bright alien cities reduced to silent scars on planetary surfaces. The enemy, an extragalactic force known only as the Virex Swarm, did not conquer. It erased. Humanity had joined the war late, answering a fractured coalition's desperate call. Most believed it was only a matter of time before Earth's fleets were pushed back like all the others. Daniel Cross didn't think about that. He was too busy moving forward. Contact in the ruins, his squadmate whispered through the comms. Multiple life signs, small. Non-hostile. Daniel raised a fist, signaling a halt. The ruins below them were once part of Lyris Prime, capital world of the Eleri Dominion. Now it was a skeletal maze of crystalline towers collapsed into jagged shadows. "Careful," Daniel said. "The swarm likes bait." He advanced first, rifle lowered but ready. That was when he heard the sound. Crying. High-pitched. Frightened. Not human. Daniel followed it into the remains of a collapsed structure and found her huddled beneath a broken archway, an alien child no more than 12 cycles old, her luminescent skin dulled by dust and fear. Delicate bioluminescent markings flickered weakly across her face. Eleri royalty markings. Daniel's breath caught. "Easy," he said softly, lowering his weapon completely. "I'm not here to hurt you." She looked up, eyes wide and shimmering like liquid starlight. "They took everyone," she whispered in broken galactic common. "The monsters, they took my guards. I ran." Daniel knelt slowly. "What's your name?" "Seralith." The name hit him like a shockwave. Seralith was not just any child. She was the lost daughter of Queen Vilera, ruler of the Eleri Dominion, captured during the first wave of the Virex invasion and presumed dead for over 3 standard years. The galaxy had mourned her. Her mother had never stopped searching. Saving her was only the beginning. The Virex detected them within minutes. The ruins erupted with shrieking biomechanical forms as the swarm poured in from every direction. Daniel scooped Seralith into his arms and ran, barking orders into his comm. "Package secured. Fall back to extraction point Delta." His squad formed a moving shield, human weapons roaring against creatures that shrugged off energy fire but fell to kinetic rounds and human stubbornness. Twice, Daniel took hits meant for the child burns along his armor, blood seeping beneath the plating. Seralith clung to him, trembling. "You shouldn't protect me," she cried. "You'll die." Daniel gritted his teeth, sprinting harder. "Kid, humans are real bad at quitting." They reached the extraction zone just as the dropship descended through enemy fire. A blast struck the ground behind them, throwing Daniel forward. He hit hard, pain exploding through his side. For a moment, everything went dark. When he woke, he was aboard the Resolute Dawn, medics working frantically. Seralith sat beside him, refusing to leave. "He saved me," she told anyone who tried to take her away. "He stayed when everyone else ran." Daniel managed a weak smile. "Told you, bad at quitting." The message was sent immediately. Across the stars, on the fortified world of Eleris, Queen Vilera stood before the High Council, regal and unyielding despite years of grief carved into her posture. Then the transmission played. Serelith's face filled the chamber. "Mom," she said, voice shaking. "I'm back. He saved me." The Queen's composure shattered. She collapsed to her knees, alien courtiers rushing forward as tears, rare among Eleri royalty, streamed freely down her glowing cheeks. For the first time since the war began, hope echoed through the Dominion. The Queen issued a single command that rippled across Allied space. "Prepare the royal fleet. We go to them." Daniel didn't know any of that when he woke days later. He only knew the room had changed. It was larger, brighter, and filled with beings that did not look human at all. He tried to sit up and immediately regretted it. "Don't," Serelith said, gently pushing him back down. "You broke many things." "Worth it," Daniel muttered. A presence filled the room, calm, powerful, ancient. Queen Velira stepped forward. She was taller than any human, her form radiant with natural bioluminescence, her crown grown rather than forged. She looked down at Daniel Cross, the human soldier who had done what entire fleets had failed to do. She bowed. Every Eleri in the chamber followed. Daniel stared in stunned silence. "You carried my daughter through hell," the Queen said, her voice resonant with emotion barely restrained. "You defied extinction itself. No debt I owe could ever be repaid." Daniel swallowed. "I just did my job." Serelith shook her head fiercely. "No. You stayed." The Queen extended a hand. "Humanity has fought bravely, but blindly. You did not know what you carried, yet you chose to protect her. Because of you, my people will no longer fight as refugees." She turned to the assembled diplomats and commanders. "The Eleri Dominion pledges its full armada to the human coalition. Our technology, our worlds, our lives." Gasps rippled through the chamber. Eleri warships were legendary living vessels grown from stellar organisms, capable of bending space itself. Their full commitment shifted the balance of the war in a single moment. Daniel stared at Serelith. "Guess, you were important." She smiled, radiant. "You are too." The final battles came months later. Human tactics and Eleri technology proved a devastating combination. The Virex swarm, unprepared for adaptive human warfare guided by ancient alien foresight, began to falter. Systems were reclaimed. Civilians evacuated. The tide turned. Daniel returned to the front lines once healed, now leading joint human-Eleri units. Wherever he went, morale followed. Stories spread of the human who carried a queen's daughter through fire. When the war finally ended, the galaxy remembered many heroes. But one moment stood above the rest. On the ceremonial world of Eleris, beneath twin suns and skies alive with living light, Queen Velira stood with her daughter at her side. Daniel Cross stood before them, uncomfortable in formal attire, wishing desperately for his old armor. Serelith ran forward and hugged him tightly. "You promised you'd come back," she said. "Humans are bad at breaking promises too," he replied. The Queen placed a hand over both of theirs. "Because of you," she said, "a mother holds her child again. Let the galaxy remember that sometimes, salvation arrives not as an armada, but as one soldier who refuses to walk away." As the suns dipped below the horizon, tears flowed freely, human and alien alike. And across the stars, the story spread. That in the darkest war the galaxy had ever known, a single human soldier reunited a queen with her lost daughter. and reminded every civilization what hope truly looked like.